Hello, my name is Dominic. Today, I'm going to teach you how to use API in this short video. The example we're going to use is openFDA API. First, if you don't already know what API is, basically it's a tool that allows you to get the data from the database, and then you can use it in whatever way you want. Of course, you can do it with whatever service or website you use. The main advantage of API is when you are coding or engineering something, because it gives you the raw data. You can change it and work with it in whatever way you want. We are going to be learning in this tutorial video of how to actually work with openFDA API and import the data from the database in Python. openFDA is a website that provides publicly accessible FDA data, including medication, foods, and medical device data. So let's go ahead and get it started. Now, the first thing we are going to need is a package or module called request. You can download it in terminal by typing pip install user requests and run this code. And this code allowed your computer or Python file to use pip to download this module. Request is a module in Python that allows us to interact with website or server. After you successfully install the request module, what you need to do is to import this module into the Python file. So we're gonna type import request. And this line is going to allow us to import request module into our Python file here. Once we've done that, we are gonna go ahead and get started with the request. The first thing you need is the API to work with. Let's go and find the API in openFDA website. So here is the openFDA website. I'm gonna click API, and I'm gonna choose drug and point as example. Let's say we are interested in adverse events data, and click how to use API. And you can see the base and point is available open here. And this is a URL we are going to use. And you can put some query to ask for more specific information, like what day you are trying to pull the data from. You can specify specific medication like metformin, or you can specify specific adverse event like headache over here, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. What we are gonna need is just to copy this URL and create a variable to save it. To actually get the data, we are gonna type request.get and put the URL here. And I'm gonna create a variable called response to solve the information. So this line is tell the request to go and get information from this URL. Once we run this code, it is going to package the whole a lot of information and put it into this response object. Whenever you are trying to request for data from API, it will return a status code that tell you how the request went. The default code is 200, which means response went well and all the information are returned okay. What you need to do to assess the code is to type response dot status code, and we can print it out. I'm gonna run this file. And as you can see here, the output is 200. And we know we successfully imported the data. The API return individual result as a JSON file by default. So the next step is to open it with the JSON format. So what I'm gonna do here is to use the function .json to open it with JSON file. So sorry, I forgot ask in response. So what I'm gonna do here is type response .json and create a new variable to save it. The new variable is called response dictionary. And we can access the data, find the key of this JSON file. So we're gonna type print response dictionary dot keys. I'm gonna run this file. There is a bug. Oh, I forgot to ask here. I'm gonna run this file again. And this JSON object has two sections, as you can see in our output. The meta section includes the metadata about the query, including disclaimer, link to data, license, last updated date, and the total matching records, if applicable. And in the results section, it includes an array of matching results, depends on which endpoint and the query was requested. So here is a very simple tutorial video to teach you how to use the basic of API.